Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys this morning? Let me know. And also send in your prediction for that poll. Is the bottom in for USDCAD today or not? We have some Canadian data coming in here. I'll bring up the calendar real quick. So let's see here. Canadian core inflation, median inflation, trimmed inflation, and then the headline inflation rate. From what I understand, based off what I read from the RBC, I believe, Royal Bank of Canada, they said that the core, median, and trimmed inflation prints, if those come out lower, it'll be still pretty good. That's kind of what they want to see. At the Bank of Canada, they want to see that median and that trimmed mean improve. So it'll be especially horrid today if that median and trimmed mean come in particularly hot or at least flat. You know, we'll see if the Bank of Canada gets what they want. Oh yeah, I should probably update my drawing here. Let's see here, sync globally. Let's hit save over here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we got an alert here on Euro Yen. Oh, wow. Yeah, the expectation for the yens right now definitely could be that they move up about another, say, 80 pips. Reaching, at least here on Euro Yen, reaching the high part of the 158 handle. Even just tapping 159 this week looks like it's in the cards. I mean, you guys can see this peak, right? And right here, that is 159. If the bank doesn't get what they want, this is the best price to get into USDCAD for the week. Yeah, it certainly looks like that. Let's go ahead and pull it up one more time. Because outside of some more general yen weakness, you can also look at this and see like, oh, wow, either this doesn't look particularly fantastic. Either you could see us trade at this peak down here, way down here. So this is the mid, call it 133.5 on the USD CAD for the week. So if you're especially US dollar bearish, right? If you're especially risk on, this would be where I have some sort of expectation to go to next, right? But I'm not that risk on myself. And based off of all the outlooks that I've been reading, I probably should not have that expectation. Going into FOMC, going into the BOJ meeting, going into all this stuff that's happening on Friday with the flash PMIs again. Do you guys remember the last time we had flash PMIs? How big of a move that was, especially for the Eurozone. Like, when the German flash services PMI came out last time, it was just it was just horrid. Oh man. Yeah, so no changes expected out of the BOJ. That's one reason why the yen is just continuously getting weaker into the meeting, into the rate decision here. There is currently no expectation whatsoever. None at all for a change. Now, if you've read MUFG, they do highlight the risk that they're going to be talking about. Maybe at the next meeting, they come up with a more solidified rate. Or maybe the BOJ surprises and says, yeah, we're going to be looking at sometime in the first or the second quarter, sometime in the first half of 2024, for either get totally removing or further reducing our yield curve control in Japan. Oh, you got tagged into pound dollar shorts there, Isaac? Alrighty. Let's go ahead and pull that up in just a sec. I wanted to bring up these PMIs. So the PMIs coming up Friday. This is going to be a lot of volatility for the developed world here. So this is going to be like the next major thing that I'm going to be having my eye on. The S&P Global week ahead PMIs didn't talk all that much about it. So I'm just going to be diligent and stay on top of any of the recent and new S&P Global research that comes out to see if I can find any more expectations for how these flash PMIs will end up moving stuff. But maybe there isn't any more information. And that's just that for the week. Who knows? Let's go ahead and pull up that Great British Pound, US dollar. Check out the distributions on that one. Oh, wow. Yeah, if you're especially bearish on pound. And I've just flat out seen a lot of outlooks say that they are short pound. Just flat out, a lot of institutions are just saying, yeah, we're still going to be continuing to short the pound here. The two that stand out at the front of my mind is Danske Bank. They had a whole thing talking about pound. Actually, it was Euro pound, the cross, saying how they expect euro to appreciate against pound. And then it was also MUFG. They just put on a pound Canadian dollar short, so another cross. So it seems like across the crosses, pound ain't doing so well against probably euro, probably CAD. And if the dollar is anticipated to strengthen also against the euro, and the dollar is anticipated to strengthen against the Canadian dollar, makes sense here for pound dollar to also continue on the swing. But yeah, nice little pop there. Let's check it out for the day. Oh, hello. Yeah. So probably some shorts are going to be taken right around here on the day. Yeah, that's quite the aggressive longing spot. But this is more nominal on the short side of things here. Hello, Terry. Nice to see you. Only 12-hour swing I have is on New Zealand dollar. Yeah. All the guys in the trading group have seen I've been just going pump with my trades recently. We are pretty much across the board long on the US dollar in the trading group. Now, what was it? Yesterday, I didn't stream. I was just busy, but it didn't stop me from taking trades. Let's see here if I can bring it up. New Zealand dollar. Oh, it doesn't seem like I wish there was a way to automatically set my drawings to sync globally when I create them, so then I don't have to set each one individually to sync globally. So I got one shot here, another shot here earlier on the day, and they both stopped out, all well and good. I had intentionally set this stop level in case we actually started trading at these spots here. And then I got in probably a little too soon. right? I probably got in a little too soon on that trade, but I set the stop in the right spot. And all in all, I am happy with this decision here. Because then if I get stopped out here, this is the next most likely spot to go. Yeah, you know, so what? Sucks. I've made a 3, 5, maybe 10 pip inefficiency on my entry trade. Good lord. Christ of more. Oh man. Hey, hello Ari. Hello Spirit. Nice to see all you guys in the chat. I'll go ahead and end the poll here. 3 votes. 76% yes for the low is in on USDCAD. But then again, that's effectively 2 against 1 if there's only 3 votes here. When the streams get a bit more popular and we get some more guys watching, those votes will get a little bit more interesting. But what I would really like to see actually is the probability on those polls of yes or no, whether or not we will actually get the low in for a day, a week, or a month, to line up with the probability we're getting in the distribution. So, for example, here, what's the likelihood we top out here? It's roughly, give or take, 50%, right? Roughly 50% of the time, your top for the trading day over the last 3,000 bars comes in around here. That's an accurate state. So that implies, 50% of the time your top comes in above here. And then the next question is, well, where above? And then I can say here. So it's nice to be able to point out and say, okay, here's a probability, and then here's the density of where those probabilities lie to help us get a more accurate estimate of some sort of expectations for how we should be valuing different assets. Now, these are all probabilistic, so you have to still understand what you're doing because these are technically what are called prior distributions. And you need to be updating the kind of realistic chances of these distributions still holding as new information comes in. So you still need to know how economic events move asset prices. You still need to understand trading expectations of other market participants. So while this information and this distribution can be extremely useful, especially using it as a prior kind of with the Bayesian expectations, you still need to be competent about what other people are doing and relate with what it is they're doing. I love the word probability. You know, it's insane how many times I'll watch someone on YouTube say, oh, we're going to take a high probability setup. And I'm like, where is your probability? They're just pulling it, you know, out of their yuha, saying, "Oh, this is a really high probability setup." Yeah, is 50% high for you? Is 60% high? Is 70% high? Like, how high is high, my man? And then once you do have the setup, take it high up to where? Like, what's the expectation? So while by no means this system, and by no means what I'm doing is, you know, the perfect grand solution. There is no perfect grand solution to trading. But as far as my risk management goes and my approach, this is considerably smart. This is pretty smart. I think New Zealand is puppy poop at the moment. Gotcha, Ari, yeah. It's, I mean, I have the expectation that the top will probably be in here. Otherwise, I really do want to get out. That's the nice thing about when I do get stopped. I'm always using basis point sizing, right? I'm not risking 1, 2, 3% of my account on any single trade. That's why I'm not like rolling over and screaming Like, imagine if I had put 1% per trade on these two trades, I'd be down 2% on my account. That's just insane. Unlike, what, these stops were only like 15 pips. Like, guys, it's like, I'm doing 10 basis points for day trades, and 20 when I feel a little more confident, and 30 if I'm especially greedy. Like, and then 50 when I'm like, when I really know what I'm doing, right? Yeah, thanks to Mark Douglas. That word is graved into my brain. Yeah, man. He's got some good definitions. He has like a whole chapter in that book. Let's see here. This one. Yeah. The failure of risk management. He's got like a whole 3 or 4 pages on the definitions in there. DXY falling on the day. Well, this is actually the weekly distribution. Oh, yeah. I'd say probably 104.8, 104.7. So there's still some room. There's definitely still some room here for finding the low on the week. So dollar could slide a bit more here, right? By what I'm looking at here on the DXY, dollar could slide a bit more here, but it's effectively a guess. It's kind of a guess. I mean, once you get towards the edge of this distribution, I'd be more interested in taking shots, because you can see how the density gets really, really low here. Like, you can just visually see how this is where you have a higher density of your lows for the week, and this is where you have a lower density of your lows for the week. And I don't know, man, this looks pretty flat to me. That kind of looks along the lines of guessing. So if I have to guess, I'm going to guess at the slightly higher probability spot that lines up with the future expectations of some of the smartest people in the world who are writing all these outlooks that I'm sharing. I mean, I could go ahead and pull up here. I mean, you can just see all these tabs, all this stuff here, just this outlook upon outlook upon outlook. And these are all outlooks just for this week. This is all stuff just for this week. These are all different institutions. I mean, this is S&P Global here. Let's see here. Furthermore, Bank of England set to lift rates. Attention will be on BOJ after Governor Kazao Ueda hinted at a possible end to ultra-loose monetary policy regime. Like, dude, read this. Read all of this stuff. Read as much of it as possible so you understand how different market participants have different expectations and why they have those different expectations for various major assets. And then that way you kind of see how people are thinking. Oh yeah, man, we are getting alert after alert after alert today, huh? Let's see which one rang. Oh, euro dollar rang. So there it is on the week. We're probably going to be able in the trading group to get our short on here on the euro dollar for the week. And you know what? That actually lines up with the expectation we just made for the DXY, right? Just maybe it's going to have a little bit more of a slide down. And vice versa, this would mean this probably has a bit more of a slide up. Yeah, man. I'd be interested in that 1072 spot for sure. I'd be interested in that spot. So I'm going to set an alert for that. Let's see here. Looks like USDCAD. That USDCAD, yeah, I put on that USDCAD and it looks like it's already out. Yep. Looks like it's sliding. Yeah. See, this is why I'm careful with the stops. Yeah, so that's out. And that kind of sucks. But maybe, just maybe now there's a better opportunity here on the euro yen, on the euro dollar for the week ahead. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Isaac says he's got tagged in on the euro dollar. Nice to see. We got a lot of concurrent viewers. Guys, go ahead and drop a like. We're only like 20 minutes into the stream, and we still got quite a bit of news coming out here over the next, I'd say, 25 or so minutes. But yeah, this is definitely a trade-heavy stream. We are getting a lot of trading done here. Okey-doke. Let's see here. All right. Currently managing some positions, getting myself into some stuff here on this New Zealand dollar bill, y'all. And then sync that global. All right, so now you guys can see what I did. Let's see here. Euro dollar, New Zealand dollar swings are in. Now waiting for USDCAD. Yep. Let's go ahead and check up on that. Ooh. And doesn't that suck? But no, today's going to be a very, very active day. Very, very active day. But all the trades for potentially the rest of the week are getting potentially slapped in here. We'll see how the follow through comes out going into Wednesday tomorrow. And if my memory still serves me well, we have FOMC tomorrow. No? How's everyone in the chat on the FOMC tomorrow, right? Let's go ahead and do another poll. About euro dollar. Let's see. Is the top end for euro dollar today? What do you guys think? You think I'm gonna get stopped out again today? Like I did? Again, guys, my whole thing is a lot of trades, double digits in the number of trades, because I do like 10, 20 basis points of risk per trade. I know I am effectively taking I'm just looking at where the probabilities are, finding where the highest density of tops or bottoms for the day are, and I'm taking shots at those spots. And it might not always be right, but I align my probabilities with my future expectations based off what I understand from other market participants by reading outlooks. And also by understanding how, when economic events are realized, how that actually could move stuff. So I try and, get as smart as I can about what's going on about the world so I can get better at doing this sort of stuff. Hold and sells from 430 on USDCAD. Should close it. Thoughts? I mean, I can't tell you what to do with your trade, my man Everett. You can look at these odds though. We can go back to USDCAD. I'm about getting in again here on the USDCAD. I'm gonna probably I think I'm gonna probably take another shot here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, so let's update this. Let's go ahead and add another drawing so you guys can see what I just did. So yeah, that, getting stopped sucks, but that's just kind of the deal that you gotta. Sometimes that's just the hand you've been dealt. If you can't make back 10 basis points on some chop, I mean, you probably shouldn't. Like, I'm fairly conservative with my position, especially when it's day-to-day sort of stuff. I understand just asking your no, yeah, no, I'll tell you my thoughts for sure. I mean, I just can't say, you know, like exactly what you should be doing, but I can go ahead and I can bring up, oh wow, there's very small density of where you find your lows for the trading day down here. It peaks back again there. You can look at it for the week and see, like, okay, either this thing bottoms out potentially here, or you're going to go into this very low probability space. I mean, you can just look at these numbers. These are very, very, very small numbers before you get to another peak in your distribution where you have the next set of high density odds here. So how far is that? That's like, oh, hold on, it's still drawing for some reason. It's about another, call it 50, 70 pips all fall through, right? So if dollar continues to weaken from here for whatever reason, let's just say that the economic data comes out especially horrid for whatever reason, because part of the expectations for the United States is that the data out of the United States continues to outperform the rest of the G7. Well, what if the data suddenly isn't outperforming? It's coming in like way below forecasts. You have surprises to the downside. That might be a half decent reason for why you would anticipate a move down to here. But then you have to come back and ask me, is it reasonable to assume those surprises? And if you are thinking it's reasonable to assume those surprises, well, then what are your reasons? Because I want to know. I want to know why you have those expectations. Talking about 30 points for that UCAD weekly swing. Numbers come out worse than expected, yeah. Lost out yesterday on a day. Yeah. We've been getting hit here, hit there for little scratches. But I am not concerned. I am more concerned about missing out. I am far more concerned about missing out on some potentially really good spots on the week. Let's see. There we go. Okey-doke. I guess I should probably ask if you guys want me to check out anything else on the day. All the stuff with the UAW isn't going to be FYI. Like, I get that I've been talking about the UAW for like a solid month before they did their strike, but I'm just not interested in talking about it until maybe the end of next week. Maybe the beginning of 2 weeks from now. Like, until more significant amounts of time passes, it's not, what's going on with the UAW isn't gonna have a huge effect on things until more time passes. Let's see here. So Japan is up, Euro, Stocks 50 is up, France is up, Germany's down, Australia's flat, the US is flat. CAD yen is just on a rip roar and a tear these last 2 weeks, huh? Well, that might be coming to an end here in about 20 pips from now. I'm going to go ahead and add an alert there. Yeah, that looks like a pretty high density peak there. I don't know. We'll see how the BOJ, how people respond to the BOJ expectations. Yeah, the S&P here. I'll bring up the ES. Let's see. Yeah. Not a whole lot going on. Yeah, it's effectively a guess as to how much further down you could go. I was talking about it yesterday with someone in the Discord about how just this distribution is, it's skewed kind of to the downside. You got, well, I'd say it's got a fatter tail to the upside. Looking at this thing, but it's just like, you got slightly higher odds of having a red day, but you got this tail up here. It's just, until kind of post FOMC shows up, I'm just gonna kind of hold my breath on this. Kind of the same thing with NQ, although it's definitely got more of a slippery slope sliding situation to the downside here. But I don't know. I'm still more bullish on tech still. Let's see here. We got about 10 minutes till we get some economic data coming out. Let's see here. Yeah, building permits, core. Here, I'll pull up financial juice and get the squawk going. Oh yeah, here I go, forgetting the music. Yeah, we just looked at NQ here. It's pretty flat. NQ is the S&P. It's just the futures contract. Ba-dum. Internet's slowing down a little bit here. Let's see if maybe it's from playing the music. Let's see. Yeah, seems like it was the music for some reason. Well, that kind of sucks. Anyways, let's go ahead, rearrange stuff by most movers. Oh, wow. All the yen pairs just rocketing here. Wow, look at that Aussie. Yeah, man. All this stuff looks good so far. So far, so good. Man, looks like pound might be going up to this spot up here. Yeah, probably another 18, 40 pips higher. A very, very, very risk on day today here. Yeah. Yeah, that euro yen. One of the first things I pointed out on the stream was that, yeah, there's still risks of this going to 159. Either this thing, pretty much, either this thing tops out here. Either the yen gets stronger from here, or they're going to have more depreciation coming along. Oh, yeah, check that out. This looks like it's probably going to be on its way down to the next peak lower. Damn it. Not looking good for the dollar here. Not looking good for the dollar. Although you still have some room left, like I said, somewhere in this 104.7 handle. Maybe that's where most of the value is. We'll see. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. But yeah, this still looks good to me for the week. We got about 6 minutes left till the economic data comes out here, at least for the United States and Canada. So we'll see how the volatility comes in. And yeah, it's probably going to snap a lot of stuff around. Those spreads are going to widen like a mother. Bum, 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 bum. Here, I'll turn the music back on. So let's see here. Let's do one more poll. Oh yeah, I should probably end this next one. Is the top in for euro dollar today? 89% of you said yes with 9 votes a while. Let's do another one. Jeez. That is quite dollar bullish of you guys. Wow. Let's see here. Will US economic data come out bullish? All right, turning on the financial juice. So we got our squawk check
3
going.
million. US building permits change month over month. The forecast of minus 0.2% on the prior 0.1%. And the housing starts change month over month. Forecast at minus 0.9% from the prior 3.9%.
All right, let's watch the DXY here. Go to our daily range. Here's all of our economic data. Oh, check that out. There's this peak here on the low for the day somewhere in this 104.7 handle. All right, for better or for worse, we're going to see how the US dollar responds. Yeah, you know, I'd say that I called it out, but the indicator is indicating, right? I'm just interpreting some statistical probabilities. So yeah, called it out, but I just interpreted it from the indicator. So let's see if we get a little bit more of a slide here out of DXY. Trade in the 104.7 range and bounce from there for the rest of the day and potentially the rest of the week going into FOMC and post. That's right, Milos. Yeah, it's far more important to be interpreting the statistics correct. I mean, again, it's just
I'm leading with the Canadian CPI year over year.
Gotcha. All right, we're getting our data here, but no, it's very, very, very important. Yep, here we go. All right, for better or for worse. Let's see how all the shots we took today pan out.
10 seconds.
Ooh.
Four percent. That's higher than forecast at 3.8%, with month over month at 0.4%, 0.4%, higher than forecast 0.2%. US housing starts number at 1.283 million, 1.283 million. That's lower than the forecast of 1.439 million. Building permits number for the US 1.543 million, 1.543
I did get stopped
million,
out on the
higher than
USDCAD, but I got back
1.44
in.
million. Bank of Canada's core CPI year over year at 3.3%, 3.3%, with month over month at 0.1%, 0.1%.
Core inflation
starts change month over month.
Wow.
At minus 11.3%. Again, that's minus 11.3%, lower than forecast minus 0.9%. US building permit change month over month at 6.9%, 6.9%, higher than forecast minus 0.2%. Canadian CPI trim at 3.9%, 3.9%.
They did not want to see that.
With the median at 4.1% and 4.1%, higher than forecast 3.7%.
The Canadians did not want to see that.
Which is no change from the prior. And the Canadian core CPI month over month at 0.3%, 0.3%, also unchanged from the prior read. So looking to the markets here, we did just see a big wick up in the Canadian dollar following that inflation report.
Yeah,
coming in
that's
higher
it.
than expected for Canada.
That's probably
A
it
little
for
change in
today.
the US markets, however.
Yeah, guys. This was explicitly warned in the RBC outlooks. They did not want the median and the trimmed jumping up today like this. This is explicitly what they said they did not want to see. This is explicitly what they said they did not want to see happen. And what happened? This is real. This ain't good for no. That's it. I'm glad I got back into those USD CAD longs. That is no, man. Canada's gonna get hurt here. Canada's about to get real hurt. I'm glad I'm short it now. Yeesh. I mean, it sucks that guys, understand, I got stopped out on like 20 basis points worth of trades today trying to trade this and be prepared and positioned for it ahead of time. And now I'm still in it again for another 10 basis points. But I have expectations that, well, if the Canadian data now is surprised like this, I really don't want to be anything other than short that CAD, man. Yeah. You stayed away from the chop. That's good. Yeah, dude, today was quite choppy, as the title of the video said. It was certainly quite choppy. Oh, let's go ahead and pull up the chart. The euro dollar trade, it's now in the green. USD CAD. Okay, so there's the first shot, there's the second shot. Let me go ahead and put in the update on the next shot here. Because the day's still not over. This thing can still head lower. We are still not out of the woods here. Or at least I'm not. All right, we can lock that one up and then lock that and visual order sync globally. All right, so now you should be able to see that one. So yeah, it's like right at where we're at. Right at where we're at. But no, that's not good. There will probably be a risk that the Bank of Canada comes out more hawkish, but can't actually back it up. So maybe we'll start to see some outlooks in the future talking about the lack of Bank of Canada's credibility in backing up any more hawkish expectations that they have, because they probably don't want to hike going into this fourth quarter here. So we'll see what the commentary says, because we'll be getting that commentary out of all these institutions over over the next 2, 3, 4 hours. I'm gonna probably have 50 emails circulating around this. If you want to stay on top of the trade research that I go through, you can go ahead and hop in the Plan the Profit Discord. Link to it's in the description. And then check out the research channels, all the outlooks, the central banks, macro to micro, geopolitics. And if you want to contribute to doing this research with me, there's an Outlooks crowdsource channel. Just make sure to only post stuff that is public facing. If you're downloading something off some company's website, some outlook off some company's website, and then redistributing, that's not allowed. Like it's got to be a public facing URL. But yeah, no, Isaac was on top of it. Yeah, stayed away from the chop. That's good. Let me double check here. How much did I get chopped up for? So there's one chop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. And I probably am now done for the rest of the week with the positions that I got here that I can swing, potentially into the end of September. So yeah, it does kind of suck to have that kind of inefficiency, but I'm doing some discretionary trading here, and I took those losses at my discretion, and that was maybe I took 8 trades and I lost maybe 80 basis points, and then maybe with fees you can argue maybe it's 90 basis points. Or maybe you can say, oh, with geometric compounding, maybe it's closer to 1%. Great. After 8 trades, I lost on discretionary trading 1%, but I'm more than expected to make that back over the remainder of this month if I'm correct on my expectations for all these other trades that I just took. Plus, I can add into them on top of them. So I have no concerns here if I'm right. Or else, guess what? I'm going to be maybe taking another 30, 40 basis points of hits. Again, on a retail discretionary setup, this is preferable than risking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% of your account per trade. Like, I sleep way better at night doing this sort of stuff. And figuring out, oh, I got a haircut of 10 basis points. I mean, like, you know, if I was trading tens of millions of dollars, I probably would maybe use 5 basis points or less. Like, I'd be a lot more careful. But I'm not trading in the tens of millions. It's my retail account. Shit. I just want to make sure I'm consistent, trading according to consensus future expectations, interpreting the surprises, interpreting all the economic information accurately, and then taking the highest probability setups that I can that are measurable. Like, I don't want to have to overthink this. Like, it's a lot of complicated math to get these probabilities, but once you have them, it's just, okay, where's the big number? Where's the big number, and do I actually understand the asset I am trading, right? And so that's why I encourage reading outlooks so much, so that then you just learn more about the assets that you are trading and the people who are participating in the same market as you are and the things that they have their eye on as well. So then you can learn how to interpret markets similar to how other professionals are interpreting the markets. Well, I'm not doing yen trades, Milos. So if I was doing yens, the approach for the yen trades is different, right? Because you're mentioning Ueda's comments, right? So how the yens are approached is maybe going to be a bit different than how I'm approaching the US, right? Because we just got a bunch of US data out here, and there's still more US data coming out. I mean, outside of this import-export out of Japan, see anything? Yeah, outside of that import-export from Japan and these loan rates out of China, there's not much Asian news today. So this is mostly just interpreting some housing in the US, building permits. Building permits going up is a big old deal. Like, that's actually quite good and quite strong. And you actually want to see that because that's going to See, as more building permits are released, it's a leading indicator that more construction's going on in the housing sector. And in order to bring down rents, which are currently the largest part of CPI, you actually want to see more houses getting constructed. So then over 2024 and 2025, as those houses actually get completed, that can help bring down rents and reduce the stickiness of CPI at where it is right now. Aussie yen, Ari? Yeah, sure thing, my man. Lord. Yeah, this is a slip and slide situation here. How does it look on the week? Yeah, either this thing's got to top out like right here, right now, or things probably going to go up like another, I don't know, call it 30 to 70 pips, somewhere here at the, I mean, you can just see that peak, right? You can see this peak for the week. Like that's definitely a risk. In my opinion, you know, look, yeah, there's a high density of highs that occur there for the week on Aussie yen. Either this thing tops out right here, right now in this area here, or it goes to the next most likely area. We can check it out for the month. Oh man, yeah, there's a peak right here, right now for the month. So, real quick, where does that spot lie? So if I circle there and then I go back, yeah, it'd be like right at the edge of where the month is. So yeah, probably the upper half of this 59 handle. Because I think, what is it? Isn't BOJ on Thursday or Friday? Right? BOJ's on Thursday, no? I know I can pull it up in one of these outlooks here. Let's see here. No, it's on Friday. Bank of Japan's on Friday. But so are all the flash PMIs. Oh man, those flash PMIs are really gonna move shit. Those... Again, it's always the flash numbers that move stuff around. And then it's kind of continuation. Right? Alright, so we did get a bit of a positive economic surprise out of the US data. So all you guys who voted yes before the data came in, you know, there you go, you were right. So what's that? We've done like 3 polls today, and all 3 of them came out with yes, with the strongest one being for, is the top in for euro dollar today. Oh, ooh. I mean, again, I'm still looking at maybe going to this mid 105s area. I mean, guys, remember, I caught this top here, and I took it down for, like, crazy amount. And then I caught that one, like, I mean, you can see all my trades. I've been doing pretty all right since I built this indicator and been using it. Let me just exaggerate what I'm expecting. So yeah, like that whole thing, that whole spiel with like, yeah, oh, I lost 7-8 possessions, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, no duh, you would have some expectation of making that back if this sort of move materialized. It's just all about getting competent about what it is you're doing. Basic level of knowledge around statistics, business, accounting, economics, finance, and then building up to the level of, okay, now that I have that basic educational knowledge around those topics, what's the next level here that's used in practice? And then you go ahead and you do your master's in one of those fields. You get into a firm, you start reading outlooks, you hang out with traders, figure out why people have different expectations, how they're modeling different effects. And that just generally makes you knowledgeable about what's going on. But then you go ahead and you hang around guys, you watch streams, you read those outlooks, you then kind of relate with the people who are writing those outlooks to the point where you can almost predict based off when new information comes out and how you properly interpret that new information, like all this economic information here. Remember how I said, oh man, you know, the Bank of Canada is probably going to really hate the fact that these trimmed and median CPI numbers came out higher. They're probably really going to hate that. Well, I'm going to have that suspicion confirmed or denied based off how well I actually understand those individuals writing those outlooks and those people having those expectations for these markets. So you actually kind of have to know those people and relate to them in a sense to understand, oh, wow, this number is good or bad for those market participants. And then when you're able to put it all together, you're able to put all your competencies together, all your knowledge together, all your expectations around what other market participants are doing. It gives you this sense of autonomy that you don't really have to worry too much about either making the right or the wrong decision. You're just making the best decision you can with the information currently available to you. And that takes a lot of the pressure off forcing you trying to do some type of performance. Like, oh man, I have to put on this trade because I have to make this money because I have to pay some bill. Like, you're taking what the market is giving you. And sometimes you don't like what it gives you. Sometimes you get hit along the way. But you're taking what it gives you. Man, it is nice to start to see the streams pop off a bit. It tells me that what I'm doing is all right. What I'm doing is all right. It's nice to see the streams popping off. It's nice to see the stream. It's nice to see guys hanging out in the chat, guys who I'm seeing frequently. It's nice actually having things kind of come together. But I hope that that's because I'm providing you guys with some more unique insights. Because when I look around on YouTube, I don't see guys talking about the things that I'm talking about, right? I don't see guys saying, read all these outlooks. They are literally free to read. And it's not like they're behind some paywall or they're behind, whatever. You have to make an account or whatever. Or you got to have some subscription to, no. Like I say, subscribe to my trading group and get my indicators, right? But all this trade research is freely available. And all you got to do is hop in the Discord and just check it out. I don't charge for other people's research and information. But we do all these trade plans and we combine all the different outlooks and all the different expectations together to come to a holistic understanding of what everyone's anticipating going into the week and the months ahead. So I hope that gives people a slightly better understanding of how actual professionals look at markets compared, and I'm doing this in a discretionary fashion. There are lots of people doing this in an automated fashion, but it is no easy task to automate all this stuff and to take all these factors into account when making the same sort of discretionary decisions that I'm making. So, literally, unless you're Renaissance and you have teams and teams of some of the smartest people in the world helping you out, figuring out all these logistical data problems. Like, sometimes the discretionary way and some of its inefficiencies might be, preferable, especially for guys who are on the retail side of things. But still, the robots are going to kick our butts. The robots are going to take our fees and make our markets. But that doesn't mean we can't also make informed decisions. Yeah, keep it up, Joe. You're providing immense value for us. Yeah, I sure hope I am. Sure hope I am. But yeah, this stream is definitely different than, most other stuff that you see. Not only the stream, but my Discord as well. Like, again, just having access to all those outlooks and having them posted at a consistent basis, because now I've been posting those outlooks for, close to a year now. It's helped a lot of people get really smart, and people will have questions. Oh, what sort of expectations should I have going into this major economic event here? And I'm like, oh, here's the outlook for those events. And not only that, but here are some outlooks for next week. Here are some outlooks for next month. So I'm always trying to tell people, try and stay ahead of the curve here, right? Try and think about, okay, what's currently happening and what's expected to happen in the future. And then as new information comes out, how does that change the current environment? And then how does that change our future expectations? And then, markets make a little more sense, in my opinion. They start to make a little bit more sense. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. How long have I been going for? Man, I think I've been going for like an hour now. Well, this was definitely a very successful stream. And it was also a successful trading day, at least for me. I'm still not up yet, but I am holding on to those positions, and 3 out of the 4 positions I've been trying to catch onto today are actually in the green. Yeah, I only got 1 out of 3 that are not in the green right now, and I have expectations that, well, for probably the rest of the week, rest of the month, those trades are probably gonna do a-okay. If you want to follow me in those trades, you can hop in the trading group and see the channel where I'm posting my stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be time to call it, you guys. It's been a good day. It's now time for me to go out, get some sun, touch some grass, get another cup of tea. Enjoy the day, right? And I'll encourage you guys to do the same as well. You can spend a lot less time trading and staring in front of monitors and looking at charts, and you can spend a lot more time reading outlooks, learning more about the world, and arguably that'll help you get better at trading faster than trying to draw any more lines on your chart today. So I'll go ahead and say thank you guys for watching me. I hope that you subscribe, continue watching, and I'll see you guys in a bit.